On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Black Clover episode 142, Those Remaining. Now, if we're led to believe the rumors, this is the beginning of a mini arc within this anime-only filler arc. They're bringing on two new female characters to star in this. One of them just happens to be voiced by the same voice actress who did Rachel from Tower of God. So that's gonna be interesting if I can truly tell that that's Rachel. Like, you guys know I have a fucking tin can for an ear. But as far as the arc goes, the synopsis was kind of one line. It's like, those who hate devils, which is basically can be about fucking anything. Like, are we dealing with two individuals that hate Asta because we do know that pretty much the world thinks because of the newspaper that he is, devil inflicted? Are we talking about two individuals that hate the Spade Kingdom? I mean, we've seen a lot of tragedy in this series so far, so it's like there's a lot of hate to spread. So who knows exactly what these two individuals, what their grievances are, but it looks like, at least for now, that the story will focus primarily on these two. Like I said, since the beginning of this anime-only arc, they've been more episodic than anything. I mean, we did get the two-parter with the dungeon under the Yulton volcano, but in the end, every single episode is basically disconnected. I mean, there's no overarching story. I wanted a multi-episode arc. I mean, obviously, I was aiming for G8 from One Piece, but I don't know. But I am excited to see where this is going. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Oh, starting out a little different, ain't we? His character model was pretty on spot. Okay, my boiled down synopsis of the new opening. I think it perfectly embodies what's going on. So you guys told me since day fucking one, the Spade War arc starts at 100 and only goes from there. Shit gets real, shit gets heavy, shit literally hits the fan. So this one, feeling so much lighter, it's the perfect embodiment for the calm before the storm. Like that makes sense to me. But to each their own. I will admit that the visuals are top fucking tier in this. Okay, so that's basically the middle class area, the common realm, and then the outside is the Forsaken realm. So based on the image, these are the two women I saw. Is this like a mother-daughter relationship or like a lover relationship? Just sitting there flaunting their fucking magic, got flying forks and silverware and shit. Allow me to borrow your flame and spatial magic. Oh, she can combine magic? Catalyst magic. Oh, that's cool. Borrow magic from others and use it for yourself. So she has no innate magic to herself though, but she can borrow others. Oh, could she borrow anti-magic? What the fuck? Oh, this is during the elf invasion. She's dropping fucking boulders out of the fucking sky. Jesus Christ. Oh, what'd he say? Oh, so the battle with the devil's already over at this point. I mean, no, he did not. Oh God, yeah, you really don't get to see the aftermath of these large-scale battles. There is consequence to their actions. Oh, there's the paper. See, you control the media, you control what people actually believe. I'm not Shokira. I still can't fucking tell what this fucker's up to. Dude, you gotta learn there's a difference between vengeance and justice, so I do apologize and my condolences to your nephew, but Asta had fucking nothing to do with it. Oh shit, they're undercover? Oh God, are they gonna enact some kind of plan? Oh shit, they are going after Asta. Yo, this atmosphere is getting pretty dark. Not just the subject, but do you hear the fucking music? Oh, Henry. What a creepy fucking siscon. Dude, you know he's got the best abs in this series. Without a doubt, the strongest. Oh yeah, I forgot about the creepy mask guy at the end of last week's preview. Oh, no way! I haven't seen this fucker in forever. Oh, is Ghost gonna step in? Please, God. This chick gets captured way too many fucking times. He's still at it. You gotta figure there was a team about ready to take his ass out, but that's the doctor lady, right? Ah, you forgot about the princess. Oh shit, right in the fucking eyes. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, really can't do much when you can't see her. Oh, fuck you. Aw. That started getting really, really intense towards the end. Okay, that that got off to one hell of a start. So very rarely do anime actually go into the consequences, the aftermath of these giant scale shonen-esque battles. I mean, we see what happens with our main / recurring characters, but when it comes to the NPCs, the fodder of their universe that they're in, their fate is really left in the ether. Like, we don't know what happens to them. I mean, it does bring up a very interesting point. Like, this war, this little elf invasion we had at the very beginning was quite grand in scale, and a lot of damage did occur, just like, as you saw, just their path getting their hideout to the capital. It was just randomly dropping fucking boulders everywhere. It completely destroyed that town, not to mention the onslaught of the actual elves themselves. Like, a lot of damage and destruction and death has occurred, and we're finally witnessing how it has affected, you know, these other I mean, we did see it in a couple episodes ago, where Fuegoleon, Nozel, and Marx went to the Forsaken Realm. They turned to the life of crime to make ends meet, to survive. Like, that's what they did, and it goes to show you that there are other people out there that are struggling to the point where it's like, hey, let's go ahead and start an underground faction called the Devil Banishers, and let's go after the only two devils we fucking know. Because at this point, like I said, the world knows that Asta and in turn Sekre are devils, the servant of the devils. They are cursed using forbidden magic. I mean, that is what the paper put out in the world, that information, even though we know as viewers that the information is completely false. That is definition of fake fucking news. In reality, it was the nobility and the royal that brought this upon himself by fucking over the elves all those years ago, under the guise of the word devil manipulating them to get their magic. And in turn, once the elves reincarnated, they were under a curse, which led to a giant fucking battle. I mean, we know the story. We know what fucking happens, but no one else does, because it's easier just to blame someone. At this point, you can't blame the individuals under the influence of elf possession. Like, they weren't themselves. But even like they said, if you do decide to blame everyone, that's the entirety of like the Magic Knights. Like, fucking everyone got fucked over. So instead of dismantling the backbone of the Clover Kingdom, the Magic Knights, especially given the fact that there's an upcoming war with even more fucking devils, they decide to pin it against one individual. He becomes their, you know, their sacrificial lamb. He's the martyr of this kingdom, and it's just so easy to blame it on a peasant with no mana who just happens to have the devil within. Like, it's just so much easier, even though technically that devil, without him, like, I'm leaning towards he may be a good guy. Like I said, a devil. We need a good devil. Like, he helped us out. Without him, the word devil would have fucked us 10 times over. Honestly, without anti-magic, I'd hate to think where we've been, honestly. But like I said, this goes to show you how a fake news story does have, you know, these dire consequences to it. Like, it's showing the consequences of everything. The elf invasion, as well as spreading this fake agenda, this story about Asta is the true culprit behind this. It's so much easier when you have an actual person to blame. Now, as far as the arc itself, it starts off a little weird. I can't tell the exact intent when it comes to the relationship between the two women. I actually found the article. Their names are Dazzo and Bo. Now, to me, once again, it's funny how one of these are voiced by Rachel, and the Tower of God threw me for a loop when watching the first episode about the actual relationship between the two characters. Like, is this just a intense familial? Is this like a mother-daughter? I mean, obviously it looks like Bo is consoling Dazzo, but when she begins to lean on her and then she gets her head stroked, and then she brings up the fact that, at least what I took away from it, she is kind of like in an abusive relationship. I mean, she has a scar on her arm, she's being consoled by this older woman, and she has to rush home because he'll be there. Like, it's this weird feeling. Like, what exactly is going on between, is this just a friendship, or is this a romantic relationship? I don't know the exact intent displayed in that first scene. Like, I really don't. And once again, going further, you have to believe that she is in some kind of abusive or at least at the most like a detrimental relationship, because we actually get to the household and her husband is acting weird and very, I don't know, very demanding, and even the mother-in-law is acting very weird. Like, I don't know. It's a very weird situation. And then when they finally die, he says something. I don't know what the fuck he says to her, but like the bandage unraveled and she was shocked at the same time. Like, I'm not 100% sure. Like, you're crying over their graves, yet I'm pretty sure that what I got in the beginning is this was an abusive relationship. So I don't know what the fuck was going on there, but they have established at least Dazzo as having depth to her character. This is a new character characters most likely just for this arc itself, and they're putting a lot of development into who she is. She's a multi-dimensional character and not just the fodder we usually see. And I also thought her magic was pretty interesting. Catalyst magic, being able to combine different magics from individuals you can borrow them from. So there's a lot to question. Obviously, she has no magic herself. Her magic is the catalyst magic. But when it referenced borrow, does that mean she can do it without their consent, or does there need to be some kind of contract or agreement or a bond with the individual? Could she borrow anti-magic? Like, I'm not 100% sure what this works on. Does it work on devil and spirit magic as well? Like, it's a very interesting magic to say the least. And like I said, this goes, this is basically the night of the elf invasion. They're sitting there eating dinner with their magic floating spoons and shit after pressuring Dazzo to use catalyst magic to heat up her fucking soup. I mean, just go pop it in the fucking microwave. Jesus, what's wrong with you? Anyways, yeah, and then the fucking house explodes. Like, shit got real. She got real intense. Like, the whole atmosphere of today's episode was fucking intense. Like, the music, just it's very heavy. It's very revenge heavy, as we see. But like I said, the entire thing, it's so easy to blame it on an individual. Once you have someone you can blame this on, it's easy. Oh, it's their fault. And it just so happens that Bo shows up as Dazzo is mourning, the loss of the mother-in-law and the husband, and hands her the newspaper that I called out. Like, we knew that Asta was thrown under the fucking bus. The whole Clover kingdom knows that he's fucked. And all it takes is one individual to influence another individual to influence another individual. Then we have this fucking ragtag militia or cult or group, the underground faction of the Devil Banishers. Just these like-minded individuals gathered together. Just so happens that they seek revenge, not justice, revenge. As we saw with the conversation between Danashi Kira, which I'm actually kind of glad they brought this character back. He is a main character, and this is his forte, the judgment of the Clover Kingdom. Still can't, put my finger on what's up with this dude. But yeah, the conversation between him and Kabue, there's a difference between justice, the actual judicial system, having all the knowledge too. Kira is well aware of what the fuck's going on, and Kabue just says, 6 months. How dare you, don't judge him for 6 fucking months. What's up with that? Like, it's bullshit. My nephew died. I want fucking revenge. Right there's the difference. You want revenge, not justice. And no one is even interviewing Asta. He's out there doing fucking sit-ups, crunches, and shit like that, training his ass off to fight the upcoming fucking giant group of devils. Like, there's 2 or 3 of them. Like, dude, everyone's training their ass off for the upcoming war, and you're just like, don't want to go talk to him. Like, hey, tell me what happened. You know what? Sit down, have Gordon brew up some tea, because that motherfucker's making great tea. And just sit down and talk. 3 or 4 hours, everything will be explained. Honestly, you could probably explain the entire chronological events of the elf invasion in a couple hours. Just have some tea, some biscuits, cookies, crackers, whatever the fuck you want. Maybe little cucumber sandwiches. I mean, obviously don't have Noelle make it, because we saw her cooking in today's episode. Maybe have Charmy whip something up. Just sit down and talk. No, you don't want to talk. You want to sit there, you want to conspire, you want to waste all your money on masks and white hoods and shit. Like, that money could have helped all those fucking children you said you were, the ones that were hurting, as we see, them do a flashover of the country still in pain. You know what? Maybe don't buy a mask and buy that little kid a sandwich. I mean, that's just my perspective. But yeah, it all boils down to them knowing that Asta's a marked man at this point, so he's an easy target. They know who he is. It's confirmed he's the devil servant at this point. Fuck research, let's just go get him. And that's literally what happens. Not to mention, they went after Marie. Now, I did not see that coming. I did not see Marie coming, but she was in the actual magic parliament. She was the first one on the chopping block, so it's like, obviously Kabue would know that. He is obviously going to be their inside man. He has, the knowledge of the going-ons. I highly doubt, was she published in the actual newspaper? I'm assuming they got the information from him. She was the first on the chopping block, so they go after her. I love that they brought back Snowman. Like, I haven't seen him fucking forever. Of course, he was basically he just got sucker punched by a fucking bat, so it's like, whatever. Marie's kidnapped once again. Honestly, Ghost should just bring her to live with him at the hideout. For a fact that she would be more safe there than she is at the fucking orphanage, because this is the second time she's been fucking kidnapped. And yes, I do understand the irony of that Snowman was the one that kidnapped her to begin with. Okay. And then, it just obviously goes from there. They go after Asta, the one just fucking sitting there doing 10,000 sit-ups, or 8,003, and then had to restart over. I am curious, though, through that whole interaction, Sekre did something to him? Was it inverse release and then took off this cuff? Why am I blanking on the cuff? Have we seen it before? What's going on with that? I don't know. It's weird. Was there a cuff? I can't fucking remember. There's that and the fact that they actually took her. Like they, okay, we're dipping. We got at least one of you. We'll be back for the other one. Like I said, Asta's gonna be their main fucking target. Luckily, Noelle was there to fucking help out. And I do like the fact that she didn't have to use her wand in Valkyrie mode to actually control her magic. She got a spot on hit from very far away with the Sea Dragon's water ball. So that was pretty fucking good. Evolving that aspect of her not using the wand is a good point. Like, look how easy it was to just snap out of her hand. Like bitch, be gone. Like you're gonna have to, surpass that little toy you use to focus your mana. So that's one thing you can improve upon. And like I said, you see in Valkyrie mode, she did have perfect fucking aim. But yeah, this arc, Jesus, how long is this Afterthought right now? It feels like I've been talking longer than the actual episode. A lot going on. It's obviously a lot darker. It's a lot more real. We're being hit with reality right now, that there are consequences to your actions. The elf invasion has truly scarred the country. I mean, there was devastation in its wake, and this is the aftermath of that. It's the aftermath of also lying, throwing someone under the bus, making, propaganda and fake news. I hate using that term, but in this, it's perfect. I mean, they threw him, he's the sacrificial lamb. They threw him under the bus saying, you know what, we need someone to blame this on. I mean, we can't blame it on the disembodied elf spirits or the magic knights who technically weren't in control, because then the whole country would just be, but yeah, sorry dude. But in doing so, you've gave these disenchanted, depressed, nowhere else to turn people a target to look out for, and it just happens to be the main character. I've come to the vast realization that this child in particular has the weight of the world on his shoulders, but he's strong. I think he can handle that burden. I mean, just think about those fucking abs. Anyways, this mini arc, I don't know how long it's gonna be. I highly doubt it's gonna be, like you guys said, 151 might be the return of the main series. What's that, 10 episodes? This doesn't feel like it's gonna be a 10 episode arc. If it is, I'll be very fucking surprised. But as for right now, this arc so far, it's a lot darker, it's a lot grimmer, and it's a lot more real. And I am fucking loving it so far. So with all that being said, and the continuation of this arc next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.